Hello my loves, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. Didn't know that love would change ya, and I woke up to a stranger. After all this time I thought that I knew when I was motivated. So in today's video, I wanted to sit here and do a chit chat. Get ready with me. The topic of today's chit chat is going to be the real deal, the real tea on how I've been feeling since moving to Houston, Texas. Like, I did a video last week where I spoke all about my process of buying my first home and moving from New York to Houston, Texas. And in today's video, I want to focus more on like the social aspect of it. I want to focus more on like the mixy aspect of it. We're going to get all into all types of stuff, okay? So if you guys are interested in hearing all about my experience so far living in Houston, Texas, then go ahead and keep on watching. Before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a big thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as we chat, I am gonna do my makeup. If you guys are new here, I can't focus on both at the same time. So I will link all of the products that I am using in today's video down below in the description box in the order that I use them. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, girl, because we have a lot to chat about. So if you guys are new here, hey, you found your way to an amazing place on Beyonce's internet. I am Kendra, aka Kensthetic. I upload videos here on my YouTube channel about beauty, lifestyle, home, travel. I do it all. Whatever I'm interested in at the time is what gets posted on my YouTube channel. So if you guys, stumbled across this video and y'all feeling my vibes, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna do my makeup. I do have acne prone skin, as you guys can see. So the products and the steps you guys are gonna see me do are, to complement my face. My hair, before anybody asks, my wash and go is loading, it's pending. I did do a YouTube shorts all about how I achieve my wash and go, so I will link that in the cards as well as down below if you guys are interested, but let's go ahead and get into it. So I moved from the Bronx, New York to Houston, Texas in September of 2022. It's about to be a year. By the time you guys see this video, it'll be August, so happy August. We are making a year since the move next month, and it sounds crazy to say it because the time literally has flew by. But if you guys are interested in hearing all about why I moved to Houston, Texas, X, Y, and Z, I did a chit chat about that. So I'll link the playlist down below so you guys can check it out. If y'all want to see my empty home tour, if you guys want to see behind the scenes of, me moving from the Bronx to Houston, I'll have all of that linked down below. So having lived in Houston for almost a year, there are a lot of things that I realized about myself, about my environment, just about things in general, about life. So I didn't write down any notes for this video as I usually do. I really just wanted to speak off of the top of my head. So that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully everything will flow and y'all will, get what I'm saying. Y'all will stay with me, okay? So I feel like the most asked question I get is, how are the men in Houston? How is dating in Houston? Like I heard the niggas down there, like, the real southern niggas. And I'm like, I don't know. So I wouldn't even consider it a date. I have entertained a total of one guy since I've been here. And I told you guys how that ended up going in a previous chit chat video. If you guys didn't see that video, I'll link it up above and down below. But it was just a no. Like, everything about it, I'm like, red flag after red flag after red flag. So I feel like in general, I took a step back from dating because I really realized what I want. And at this point in my life, I'm not gonna step anything less than that. So it's like, if you're not stepping, I don't know what to tell you, okay? But I feel like based on my observations, there are men out here. But the thing is that I feel like all the fine men I see, they're already taken. Okay, they already have a girlfriend, they already have kids, they're already married. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I guess I got here too late. But there are men here. I will say that. But I guess you just have to know where to go. And you actually have to go out. If y'all watch my videos, y'all know I don't really go out. Like, I'm not a Sunday fun day type of girl. I'm not, you know, like in the spots, X, Y, and Z. A part of me doesn't really go out like that here in Houston, Texas, and also like when I go back to New York, because I don't really like being outside anymore. I don't. But I gotta leave the house to find my man, right? I guess that's how it goes. So I do plan on, you know, going out more, but my first priority being out here was for me to feel comfortable. Like, I'm in a new space. I'm like, you know, by myself. So the first thing I wanted to do was make myself feel comfortable before I, you know, put myself out there to actually start dating, because I feel like I'm at a serious point of my life when it comes to dating. Like, I'm not dating to hoo ha ha, like he. Like, no. Do you want to marry me? Because you have to know by day 2. So I need to make sure that, you know, as I am meeting people, I'm like in a space or comfortable in the space that I am, where, you know, if things take off, then they take off. Like, I don't want to have to pull back. I don't want to have to limit myself, X, Y, and Z. So I do plan on going out more here in Houston, Texas, to see what the men are talking about, whatever. I did actually come across a TikTok was it last night? I don't know. One of these days I had came across a TikTok of a girl who basically did a solo date to this bar. So I told you guys, I don't know if I'll just say it again, but I don't like going out. Like, I'm not a club girl anymore. I am a restaurant girl. I am a let's go out and get food and drinks type of girl, and then I need to be home by 9-10 p.m. So sorry if the lighting keeps changing, the clouds are out, and I didn't think about that before I started recording. But either way, I always tell myself I don't want to meet anybody in the club, because if you meet somebody in the club, it's like, think about it. One, they belong to a certain lifestyle, I'm assuming, okay? I don't want to come for anybody, but if you meet somebody in the club, there's somebody who enjoys going out. And I don't want my man to be out in the spot Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want him to be ready, like, you know, prepping for their kids, prepping for the marriage, prepping for the lifestyle. So I'm just not a fan of meeting men like in clubs and lounges. Like, it's just not for me. But in general, I just be tired. So by the time, oh, hold on. Hello.
Hi.
I know I don't want to meet my man in a club, in a lounge, X, Y, and Z. So I saw the TikTok, and this girl went on a solo date. And when I lived in New York, I would go on solo dates, but I would do like little cute safe spots. That's what I like to call them. Like, I would go to Cheesecake Factory and like sit at the bar. But now I'm at a different place. I'm at a different space, okay? I'm in my grown woman era, and I must act so. So I saw this TikTok of a girl who basically went on a solo date to a bar, and the bar is actually a bar that I've been wanting to go to, but the bar be jumping. Like, it gives a little cute lounge, sexy, elevated type of vibe, and I never stop by. Want to do that, or I'm going to do that sometime. Like, I really just want to go out by myself, because a lot of time I notice, a lot of times whenever I'm out, I'm usually out with like male friends, and from a guy's perspective, they may look at it like, oh, that's her man. Because that's the same thing I would do to a guy. Like, if I meet a guy and he's with a female, I'm just gonna assume like that's his girl. I'm not gonna ask him if that's his girl or whatever the case is. I'm just gonna abort mission because you are, you know, with company. So I just feel like I just need to go out alone. Also, with me going out alone, it'll make me feel like, you know, more comfortable speaking to people, you know? I don't know. Comment and let me know if you guys have any tips. If you are a solo dater, if you went somewhere, sat at a bar, met somebody's son, or whatever the case is, comment and let me know. But based on TikTok, that's how the girlies are meeting people. So I'm gonna try it out, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. But I say all of that to say, there's men here. Like, the men are here. When I say here, I mean present. I mean, like, they're here. They're all around. But it's just like, you just gotta look. I also heard that Chapman Kirby and 5015 are great spots to like Sunday fun day or whatever, with like the grown and sexy crowd. But once again, I'm not in a spot type of girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think both of them are restaurants, but on Sunday fun day, Like, I don't know if it's just me. So I'll probably go there, like, to each of those places once just to experience it. But as far as like finding my man, we're going to more elevated places, okay? So I also want to try going out by myself while I'm in New York. Because as I mentioned, when I was living in New York, I would just go to safe spaces. But now I'm like, I want to try different places in New York. So depending on what city you live in, just look at TikTok where the girls are going on solo dates and what they're saying. Because I heard that's the wave. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see. But yeah, the men are here. I'm not sure how dating is here because I told you guys I only went on one date and I wouldn't even really consider it a date. So I'll keep you guys updated in my vlogs and in my future chit chat videos. So that's the first thing y'all asking. Like, girl, how was the men? How was dating? Answer is, I don't really know. I can't really tell y'all right now. Since I moved to Houston, Texas, I have learned a couple things that I value, if that makes sense. So one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to get out of New York is because I felt like New York was a little bit too fast-paced for me at this point in my life. You know, I'm getting older. I do want to have kids. I do want to start a family. And also with the pandemic, another thing that I noticed was that I really valued my space. I valued peace. I valued quietness. And those were things that I felt like I couldn't really get in New York, especially after the pandemic. So I took my talents down south, as y'all can see. But with me, you know, living alone in my first big girl living situation in my own house. Thank you, God, because this is all because of you. But I have noticed that I really enjoy spending time alone. Like, people ask me all the time, like, girl, what do you do? Or like, you know, where do you go? And I'm like, I really don't go anywhere. Like, people laugh when I say all I do is go to the gym and Target. But if y'all watch my vlogs, y'all know all I really do is go to the gym and Target. I hang out with my friend Fatima. Fatima is my closest friend here. Her and I have known each other for years since we both lived in New York. That's my girl, that's my sis. But I'll hang out with like her majority of the time when I'm like, you know, hanging out with people or wanting to be around people. But other than that, I am home by myself. I'm watching TV, I'm cooking, I'm working, I'm doing stuff. Like, I'm being productive. But I feel like when people, you know, like, where do you go, and they don't hear a spot or they don't hear that you're always out and about, it's kind of weird to people. And I'm like, why y'all treat me like I'm not a human? Like, I don't know. I just really enjoy spending time with myself, and that's something that I learned since moving, you know, out and living alone. So yeah, I love being by myself. It's not lonely at all. I do miss my family sometimes, but it's nothing that a FaceTime call cannot solve. So as you guys see, I speak to my mom twice a day. I speak to Kim throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I've abandoned my life back home. I speak to Tabby all day on the phone, like, but I don't get lonely. Like, I don't. So I feel like it depends on what type of person you are. If you can, like, move out of your hometown or like move away from your family, because I do have friends here and I do have like family that lives here, but for the most part I just choose to be alone. And it's not a bad thing, it's just I just like being alone. I don't know how to describe it. Do y'all feel the same way too? But yeah, I just like being by myself. I like spending time with myself, because I was thinking about it too. I'm like, I need to really value these years, because babes, once, you know, you get into a relationship, like, you still have your personal time, but it's not gonna hit like it hits when you're single. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying this time now, especially like, you know, wanting to have kids. When you have kids, so yeah, I'm enjoying my time. I'm taking my time. I'm doing things at my own pace. So that's how I feel, you know, living alone and what I've learned since moving out and living on my own. Another thing that you guys were asking me a lot about was how I adjusted to the, I guess, culture down here. So I would say that the culture in Texas versus New York are two separate things. Like, literally at first I'm just like, whoa, like, what's going on? What all is going on here? From the accents to like the fact that people are actually nice, you know what I'm saying? It was weird at first, but I do feel like I've learned that Houston is a melting pot, just like New York. So they are similar in that aspect, but two different types of melting pots, okay? So at first I was a little like feeling out of place, but then when I learned that a lot of people who live in Houston, Texas as far as like, you know, around my age range, they are transplants. Like they're from other places and they moved to Houston, Texas. I didn't feel like, you know, as outstandish, you know, because I'm like, oh, okay, y'all from somewhere else, so y'all not really from here. I have barely met people here who are from here, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people I've met are from North Carolina, South Carolina, Chicago, Atlanta, like so many places, Detroit, and I could probably count on one hand the amount of people I've met since I've been here that are actually from Houston. So the adjustments, it's been interesting. At first it was hard because not only was I adjusting to a new environment physically, but I also had to basically adjust my whole lifestyle, like becoming a homeowner, becoming a car owner, you know, like I'm traveling for work. It was just a lot on me at first. So the first few months were difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but what helped was my cousin came down in November to visit me. So I feel like having her company helped, and also like connecting with my friends when I first moved helped. But for the most part, the transition is still transitioning, okay? It's not, the adjustment is still adjusting. I feel like it's not like, oh, you're here for 2 months and then you feel like you know everything or you know everywhere. I'm still learning my way. I'm also still like trying to discover places that I actually enjoy going to, because, you know, in New York, I have my set restaurants. I'm like, oh, when I want to eat this, I go here. When I want to eat this, I go there. But I haven't really explored restaurants here in Houston yet either, so that's something else I plan on doing. So y'all will be exploring Houston with me too. My first year was, as I mentioned, more about me making myself feel comfortable. And now that I feel like I'm at that point, I'm kind of ready to be outside. I'm ready to be outside. So we shall see. My brows look a little wonky right now, but we'll fix them when we get to the end, or closer to the end. So I'm using this foundation today. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Why is it like spilling out? But Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in the shade 11. I've been loving this foundation. It does smell like a hardware store, but it works well, so I don't mind it. So the next question a few people had was, can I see myself living in Houston forever? As of right now, I can. To me, I feel like Houston is perfect based on my requirements right now. I wanted to live in a city that was like, you know, young and refreshing, black, being surrounded by like other black successful people, black creatives. I feel like Houston gives me all of that I wanted in whatever city I moved to. I didn't want to move to a city where I felt like out of place because I was single and like, you know, everybody already has their family and X, Y, and Z. Like I feel like Houston, you could get a lot of things. Like you could come to Houston and like settle down with your, you know, family, your kids, X, Y, and Z. Like my neighborhood is literally full of like young families. So I see that, you know, every day. But also if you're like single, you're looking for like more of the mix, you want to mingle, Houston has that for you too. So I feel like as I transition to different phases of my life, I'll still feel comfortable here, if that makes sense. I won't feel like, oh damn, I'm in a young city where, you know, all people do is go out, or whatever the case is. But also, a city is what you make it to be. So I did want to mention that too, because I feel like a lot of people look at Atlanta, they like, everybody in Atlanta don't have a job, all they do is go out and party, X, Y, and Z. But I do feel like Atlanta felt that way or came off that way because during the pandemic, they were one of the like states that had less restrictions, and people just didn't care. Like people were just outside living their best lives. So Atlanta kind of got that connotation from that time period / era. But I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing less of Atlanta. I've also been seeing a lot of people moving out of Atlanta. So I'm not sure, you know, all what's that about. But as I mentioned, a city is what you make it to be for yourself. So can I see myself living here long term? I kind of can. Like I can see myself having a kid and still feeling comfortable here. I'm not sure like how long. I'm not like closed off, as they would say in Love Island, to, you know, exploring different cities or even like moving out of the country, X, Y, and Z. Like life is so amazing, and we have barely touched the surface of what God has planned for us and what he has in store for us. So I'm not like set on it like I'm staying in Houston forever. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is my job. A few people were curious about if I got a new job, if I still work the same job, X, Y, and Z. In case you guys don't know, I do have a full-time job. I create content on the side. Baby, the bills have to get paid, okay? I'm not waiting on net 30, net 45, net 90 to get paid. I have bills to pay. I have big girl bills to pay. And I'll say this very lightly, and I'll say this as of right now. I don't mind working because I like my job so much. So I still work the same job. My job is remote. My job has always been remote. So that also made the transition easier too. My contact. Come on. Okay. So yeah, I still work the same job. My job is remote. The client that I was working with before did want us, like, you know, to be hybrid. So that's why you guys saw me traveling like back and forth to New York in my earlier days of moving. But now I'm here, baby. Okay, I'm 100% remote as of right now, and I love that for me. So yeah, I kind of wanted to try an eye look today. No, so I'm gonna put on some basic shadow, and I really want my liner and my lippy to be the pop of today's makeup look. So let's go ahead and make it happen. Another thing I feel like people asked me about were new friends. So as I mentioned, Fatima is my homegirl. She's my ride or die. I've known Fatima since we both lived in New York, and she did move here before me. I think she is making 2 years since she moved to Houston, and I'm making 1 year, I think. I don't remember off the top of my head, but she's been here longer than me. So moving here and having her was like a blessing because she made things so much easier. So yeah, I mainly hang out with Fatima, and I haven't really met new friends since I moved here. Like, I've met people through Fatima because Fatima does work here. Like, she has a physical job, so she has, like, you know, co-workers. So I've met her co-workers, connected with them. But as far as like me making friends on my own, I have not yet. So once again, it's the same thing with dating. It's like, girl, how you expect to find anybody if you stay inside? And I 100% understand that. But you know how you know something, but you're not gonna believe it until it gets to that point where you have to believe it. That's where I am. I was in denial. I'm like, oh, I could meet somebody here, da, da, da. But it's like you really have to put yourself out there. So that's what I'm working on doing, both for dating and also for making new friends. Because I told you guys in my recent girl talk, like, I'm not closed off. Like, I don't want to make new friends. Like, I do want to make new friends, but I just don't want any weirdo friends. You get what I'm saying? So it is kind of hard when it comes to making friends as an adult. Like, I think all of us need a hand guide. Like, how do you make friends as a grown adult? The girls want to know, and it's okay because I am the girls too. So once again, as I learn in that area, I will share. I will definitely share. I feel like going on solo dates too also challenges me to make friends or to speak to people, because it's like if you out by yourself, it's but so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're out by yourself, or for me, if I'm out by myself, I'm more inclined to speak to random people versus if I'm out with people already, if that makes sense. Oh no, this brush is not doing it, babes. So yeah, with me going on solo dates, I'm also hoping to maybe bump into some new friends, you know? Yeah, I haven't really made friends since I moved here. And am I happy about that? I don't know. What else did y'all ask me about? Because y'all were all in my business. I'm like, one thing about y'all gonna ask me questions. Ask me preguntas. I'm just gonna speak off of the top of my head now as far as my experience living here so far. I feel like at first it was kind of hard to figure things out, like find my way around and figure out like where to go or what areas are for what. And I feel like as I've been living here and like going around, I've been learning a lot. I have traveled near and far in the Houston area. So girl, I found, y'all know, if y'all watch my vlogs, y'all know I have like a Target that I like, but then I also have a Target that's near me, because everybody has a favorite Target. I don't care what you say, everybody has a favorite Target. But my favorite Target, at first I was like, oh, the Target near me is cool, but no, I went to the Target in Pasadena and I'm like, oh, this is my jam. So yeah, I did explore a lot. since moving here, I was just like, I want to see what's around. I don't want to just stick to my immediate surroundings, if that makes sense, because I know that Houston is a large city and it has so much to offer. So I feel like I'm happy that I did that earlier on when I moved here, so that now I'm more, you know, in the know of where things are, where to go for what. So I'm happy that I did that earlier on versus waiting. Ooh, I have a pimple coming up and it hurts so bad. So yeah, I did take the time to explore, but there are like some new things that I'm looking to like find or, you know, newly explore. I want to get into hiking. Y'all know I'm a gym girly, but I also want to get more into like outdoor activities. So I feel like hiking will be a great medium for me to, you know, get my workout in, but also spend time outside. So I do want to explore like hiking trails. As I told you guys, I want to explore restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So you guys will see that in my content. But other than that, hiking, I want to try different classes, like different activities. So that's something that I want to do. I also want to try out spas, because I have not had a spa day in forever, and I think I'm gonna treat myself to that next month for like my big like self-care situation, because after the month that I know I'm about to have at work, I know I'm going to be in desperate need of spa services. I tried one spa since I've been here. I think I tried the spa at the Post Oak Hotel. Worst massage I ever had, and it's crazy because it's so expensive. So yeah, just a little heads up if you guys are looking into that, or you had that on your wish list, or you had it saved or whatever. Y'all know I'm gonna always tell y'all the truth, and that was literally one of the worst massages that I had, and it costed so much. So save your money, save your time, save your energy, and I'll go to the bar. I'll let y'all know how the bar is, but the spa, So yeah, I don't know if it was a masseuse that I had. I don't know if it was the day of the week I went. I don't know if it was the time of day I went, but it just wasn't giving. And I'm like, why are you scared to touch me? Like, let me put my highlighter on. We're almost done. I feel like I did my makeup so fast today. I also have not been back to New York since my birthday, which was in May, and it's currently July, and that's huge for me because, as you guys saw, I used to go back to New York at least once a month, but I feel like it was good for me to actually like sit down and, you know, stay here for a longer period of time, because I feel more comfortable calling Houston home now. Before I was kind of confused because I'm like, Houston, New York, like which one, girl? But now that I, you know, have settled into my space more, I've added more furniture to my home, I have, you know, just feel more comfortable being here. I'm glad to call Houston home now. Even like it's been on paper, but it's like a feeling. Like home is not just what's on paper, it's the actual feeling. So to me now, I'm like, okay, Houston is home. That is my, you know, I'm an HTown Hottie now. I mean, I'm always gonna be a New York baddie, but I'm a HTown Hottie now. So yeah, I'm gonna set my makeup. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This stuff is so good. I like to spray it up and let my face catch it. And then I'm gonna top it off with my one side. Oh, this is almost done. But it's okay because I got it back up. So my lippy is going to be the pop of today's look. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with Chestnut from MAC. It looked like it's gonna rain, but the sun is also coming out. Like, the weather is another thing here, okay? The weather here, different, like so different. So in case you guys don't know, I went to school upstate New York. So our winters were like similar to Canada, like cold AF, treacherous AF, like all of the above. So my winters in New York, like New York City, were nothing, because I'm like, I went to school upstate. Like, y'all want to talk about snow, y'all want to talk about cold, y'all want to talk about chill. So I knew after college, like, wherever I settled, it had to be hot. it had to be hot. So me moving to Texas, I'm like, I know it's gonna be hot, but babes, when I tell y'all that it be, I don't even know how to describe the heat here. Oh, this lippy is Heroic from Rare Beauty. I purchased this a while ago, but this is my first time wearing it. So let's see. Okay, it's like a pinky red color. Ooh, hold on. That is cute. I like that. It's different. I feel like it gives grown, it gives mature. When I wear this lippy again, I would definitely do a different lip liner or no lip liner. But yeah, it's cute. It's grown. It's sexy. This lighting is crazy. Like, it looks like it's about to thunderstorm, but then the sun keeps peeking out. Let me see what the weather says. But yeah, the weather here has a mind of its own, and it's insane. Like, it gets so hot here that you can literally chug 10 bottles of water and still feel like you're stifling. Like, it's literally unreal. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting used to it, but this is also my first summer here in Houston because I did move in September. So people already told me, like, girl, that first summer is going to feel so treacherous, and I'm feeling all of it now. So yeah, oh my God. I'm gonna do my eyeliner and then I'll be back. I'm using this Kaja Wink Stamp Wing Liner pen. This is what I've been using to do my wing liner. I like it because it's super sturdy. So it's literally just like drawing with a pen because it's also like kind of thick. So yeah. So here is the final look. I went ahead and threw some lashes on. These lashes are Lacy by Kiss. Once again, I will have everything used linked down below. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat. Get ready with me. It's literally about to pour raining. So I just want to make sure I get my outro done before the rain starts raining, because I told y'all the weather here has a mind of its own. Sunny one minute, hurricane the next, okay? But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have any additional comments down below. I hope this video has, you know, helped you out in case you are in the Houston area or you plan on visiting or you plan on moving. I hope this video has helped you out by getting a sense of how I think things are here, given that I've been here for just about a year. So I really hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Drop a comment down below. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Tell me, was it all a lie? I'm confused. Then you say what I want.